We live. Yes, people, what's going on? Seagull Talks. We're back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about a little recap of what happened in the Champions League, the Europa League, the Conference League midweek. Arsenal faced Chelsea, and I got a Chelsea fan for you in the building. Liverpool are in the Carabao Cup final, but they just lost in the Champions League. So we got to talk about Liverpool. We got Man Utd. We got other teams that we got to discuss also because there's so much going on. And we got a Manchester United fan in the building because we got to talk a little bit about Man United. We haven't spoken about them recently. So, yeah, we got to talk about their toilet bowl getting updated. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And we got to talk about something very, very serious, ladies and gentlemen. Friend of the show, been on the show many times. Patrick, one of our friends, he is raising money for himself to go to Turkey to get some treatment done that he can't get done in Ireland where he currently lives. It's going to cost him about 15,000 euros to get there and to have the treatment and everything sorted out, plus hotels and everything. So please, if you can donate, whatever you can donate, I put it in the link in the description. It's the only link that's in the description of this video and will be the only link in the description of any of my videos for the foreseeable future until we reach his goal. He started today and he's already 30% of the way there. Whatever you can donate, please do donate. You can see here a lot of people have already started donating, and you can read about it and find out exactly why he needs to go there and why it's the best possible treatment he can get. Stage 4 is very serious, guys. It's a friend of the channel, and whatever you guys can donate or whatever you guys can do, please do. Feel free to share the link also. If you cannot donate, share the link to whoever you might know or anybody who you think might help out. However small your platform is, however big your platform is, if you can't donate, the best way to help is to share it out. But yeah, I just wanted to start by saying that before we go any further. Let's go first with we'll leave the guest for last. Next, we got Rack in the building. Rack, what's going on, bro? You doing well? Sorry, you're on mute, bro.
I said, am I not a guest as well? Are we not all guests?
No, you're a regular.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. I like that. Look, I'm good, man. I just want to echo exactly what you said about Patrick. Patrick's such a good guy, man, and we should be doing everything we can to help. He's been on the show numerous times, and I've got to know him. I wouldn't say pretty well, but I've got to know him well enough over the last few years to say he's one of the genuine good guys. So, yeah, please, if anyone can do anything to help him, just do it, because he's a real one, man. So, but yeah, I'm
not
okay,
only
man.
a nice guy, he's a fighter, and best believe he's gonna fight through this and he's gonna get through it. Next, we got my boy Vader, another citizen in the building. As we're talking about our boy Patrick. Vader, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It's the day before the weekend, so I'm here to talk it up. You guys are all excited. Had some good weeks, some bad weeks. Rack started this show on mute. He's been on mute ever since the UCL, but we'll talk about it.
You know what? We're actually going to have to talk about Sunday. Sunday is not going to happen now that Man United are playing at like 7:30. We're going to have to change it to Monday probably, if everyone's free on Monday. But Rack might go hiding if he loses the Carabao Cup final. Next, we got Ahmed in the building. Ahmed, how you doing? How's Ramadan, bro? You're on mute, by the way.
Big up to everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. You know, it is what it is. We move day by day.
You sound sick. You okay?
No, I'm good. It's just I lost my voice on Wednesday, so I'm recovering. Oh my god.
Everything's good in life apart from Chelsea. Chelsea's the only problem.
Oh my. Oh dear me, but yes, I'm doing all well. So thank you for asking.
All right, big up. Next, we got the guest in the house. And of course, we're going to have Jay joining soon. Ches might actually join us also, as I was on his channel earlier, and he might come on here. But Sheik, how you doing?
Big up. Big up to everyone on the panel as well. It's my first time debut on Igal's channel, so thank you, Igal, for having me on. But I'm doing great. Good midweek performance, I can say. Wasn't expecting it at all, to be honest. But I think, probably one of the best performances under Ruben Amorim so far, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, big up to everyone. And I also do want to echo too whatever Igal said in the beginning. Definitely do support. I'm personally someone who hasn't worked with him, but it's all about supporting the content creators, and a lot of hard work goes into this, and he's gonna fight through, and we have to back him, man. So let's go. But yeah, big up. Appreciate you having me on, Igal.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so where do we begin? Midweek Champions League. A certain team got knocked out. They were supposed to win it. They're one of the favorites. Rack, step up to the plate. Your boys Liverpool. Your boys Liverpool. In a season that's been really good. You guys come short in a competition that you would have loved to have added on top of everything else that you potentially could win. But you know what? As bad as it is to get knocked out of the Champions League, I think the fact that you finish first in the league phase and lose in the round of 16 is kind of interesting. Interesting wrinkle in the new Champions League format. I kind of like it. It's very interesting. The fact that you face Liverpool, Liverpool's facing PSG. I always thought it was tough, but I thought you'd be able to beat them. Arsenal played PSV. We beat them. Vader, you played PSG. I don't know. Did you beat them or not? But it's very interesting. Did you?
No, they lost.
Oh, you lost. Oh,
so won like 4-2. I think 4-2 was the score, or something like that.
Only I beat PSG, but I was that the only one who faced them at home? Oh,
yeah. Man City played them in Paris, I believe.
Man City played them in Paris. Liverpool played them in Paris and beat them, but then at home, Anfield. Rack, what happened, bro? What happened? Liverpool was supposed to be able to beat PSG. I thought it was easy food. I thought you were gonna go through to the semi-final, face Aston Villa.
You clearly thought wrong. Not for the first time this season.
Is he the only one, right?
What can I say?
Am I not allowed to banter you for this?
Is he the only one that thought wrong?
You can. I'm just pointing out the errors when I see them. And what I want to say is, look. First things first. Over the course of the tie, no complaints in terms of PSG were the better team over the course of the tie. I think they were clearly the better team in Paris. And we look, Slot said it, and I think every Liverpool fan would agree. We were very, 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 very lucky in Paris. And going into the second leg, I think people thought we were in a good position. We were in a good position. I don't think any Liverpool fan, certainly when I came on the channel, I said it wasn't over. I've said it on Sam Shell, I said it on Terrace. PSG really, really, really impressed me. They were exceptional in the first leg, and I thought we had to be careful. And actually, they proved again on Tuesday how good they are. I think in the second leg we were the better team, but it was, there wasn't much in it. We created good chances, they created good chances, and look, there were periods in that game where we had sustained pressure and we needed to capitalize on them. They created opportunities as well. Don't get me wrong, but we had two. Mo Salah missed 2 open goals where they were cleared off the line. We hit the woodwork a couple of times, and I would have hoped we would be able to do better. But ultimately, you don't take your chances, and you go to penalties. Penalties are lottery. Their penalties were exceptional, and ours won. And that's that. What's
better than Alisson at penalties, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, you can say that. But
Wow.
I think if we all had the option of which goalkeeper we would take, because penalties is a very niche. It's a very niche thing. It's not penalties, not football. It's
in a penalty shootout.
Sure.
Donnarumma and Martinez have saved about 25% of penalties taken.
Okay.
That is ridiculous. Do you realize how crazy that is?
That is pretty insane. Martinez always. You can always like
Rack, it's not
bet
an
on him.
insult to Allison.
I know. Well, Alisson proves himself.
He should
Alisson
have
proves
done
himself.
better for the he should have done
Alisson-
better for the Vitinha pen. Like, I know everyone's mostly talking about Nunes and Curtis Jones missing. I think that Vitinha pen should have been saved, regardless of his record in penalty shootouts. I think a lot of goalkeepers saved that. Like, just the way he hit it. And that's
But
a
I think
great
what he
start
did-
in that penalty shootout too.
No,
Not even
but I
that.
think-
He shouldn't have even gone to penalties. Mo Salah should have slotted it in. Nuno
Yeah,
Mendes
but-
is amazing getting there.
But, you know, City had
Well,
oh, sorry, City.
You know. I feel like this PSG game,
Rack,
this
sorry,
PSG
you
game,
started on
this PSG game, man. You know, it just showed why Hazard is clear of Salah, but you know, Aras my case, but you know, he moved, but you know, listen.
He went there already, you know.
There we go, man. I don't even need to do calculator. End of the day, that's what we saw. But on a serious note, obviously, listen, that game, I just feel like PSG just had the perfect game plan against you, and it just worked. I feel like, you know, you kind of in the first half did a great job of pressing them, right? Which I felt like you were creating chances from, but you just weren't able to finish your dinner. I'll be real. You know, that was, I think, the main problem genuinely for me.
I can't disagree with that. And this is the thing, right? This is why I said over the course of the tie, PSG deserve to go through. And you know what? It's a weird one. I was thinking about this earlier today. Would I have been happier if we'd been robbed? Because because in this, when a team is better than you and they knock you out, I'm just like I'm first of all, I expected us to go through, so I'm disappointed at that, and I'm also disappointed that they were the better team, right? More than anything, and because genuinely, I thought we had a really good chance of winning it this year, and look, it's got, you know, obviously everyone knows what's going to happen in the league, and we'll see what happens in the Carabao Cup. I wouldn't say the end of the season is going to be a little bit flat now, but the thing is, to some extent, the league is a foregone conclusion, and after Sunday, I don't know what's gonna. I don't know how we're gonna play. Like what the end of the season to be like. It would have been nice to have. And cause the other thing was, I think we had the opportunity to go into and focus on games that other teams don't. The league would have been over. So that's a bit of a shame. But look, hey,
can I ask a question, Mark?
Before you ask the questions, I have to paint a picture. And Vader, I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna bring everyone in a second. But the picture I'm painting is the Ballon d'Or. It is in your hand. You see it. The goal is right in front of you. You have the ball. Net's pretty much open. Usually Mo Salah would make a defender look silly in that situation and score. The game is not going your way. The team needs you. In France, where the award is given out, doesn't perform versus the team. The best team in France.
Are we talking about Mo Salah? Or are we talking about Thierry Henry? So I didn't catch
I'm talking about.
Wow!
I'm talking about Mo Salah over 2 legs versus a certain Ousmane Dembele, who is not a Ballon d'Or candidate in my opinion, unless PSG and France win something. But right now, he stepped up big time, and Mo Salah, he can do it. He can do it on a cold night in Newcastle, but can't seem to do it in France. It's a madness.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to be said. Look, this is a hammer blow.
Did he lose the Ballon d'Or in that time?
That was a nasty line there, man. That was a nasty line, I'll be honest.
What, the Thierry Henry one? Thank you very much.
No. It's the one. It's the not you, bro. It was the one where he goes, you know, you can do it in a cold night against Newcastle, but can't do it in a cold night. I was like, a bit of a nasty one there, mate. But you know,
did he lose? Honestly, guys, did he lose the Ballon d'Or? Is it over?
Yeah.
Yes, it's over.
There's a good chance that's the case. There's a good chance.
I think a lot of the Liverpool fans were saying that he would be a strong candidate if they do win the Premier League and the Champions League. That's kind of like how the Ballon d'Or is judged these days too. Kind of the amount of trophies that you win. We've seen, you know, people in the past, or you know, certain winners in the past get those awards because of just the specific trophies that they've won. So it's those type of things. I think it's over, to be honest. That was it.
I think it depends. I think it depends who wins, right? If for example PSG win, if PSG win it, then then there'll be then who is the leading candidates is maybe Rafinha. People will talk about Vinny and stuff and things like that. If someone from PSG were to win and those other guys were to go out, then maybe it leaves it a little bit more open. I don't know if any PSG player is in the running for it or is being spoken about, at least at this point. That may change as well, right?
All right. I think people don't realize, Liverpool fans especially, because I've been seeing Liverpool fans on social media all week talking about, why do people care? We're going to win the league. We're going to probably win the Carabao Cup. First, win the Carabao Cup. You probably already won the league, right? But when it comes to getting knocked out of the Champions League, the reason why Arsenal fans are also the loudest is because this is what we have. The reality is Liverpool have been so great. We don't have too much things to banter them on. One thing we do know is Liverpool spoke about a quad a couple of years ago. So whenever you lose a cup competition, you're going to get some banter because of that whole quad thing under Trent. But right now, the reality is Liverpool have been outstanding. And to see a blemish or to see them be lucky, like Rack said, is a little bit of like, you know what? It's nice to see. But another issue is you guys, the writing might be on the wall. Van Dijk speaking to the PSG people, Mo Salah crying. It's a madness. But we're going to talk about Chelsea in a bit. But Rack, do you let Vader finish off on this one? Vader, what you got to say?
I think there's a lot of large up. I think there was a lot of Liverpool fans that were putting, a lot of Liverpool fans were putting Salah in the leading the Ballon d'Or shout. They were saying that he was a front runner and he was going to do this and that at this point, even before anything was accomplished. And I think he proved again with this exit why he really was a fraudulent claim in the Ballon d'Or. Like what you do in the Prem is important, but we've seen that you've got to be able to do it in Europe, and you've got to be able to do it as one of the key players as well. And I don't think this is the time. This isn't the time to pile on, Rax. I know you've had a hard week. And you don't really go to bat for Salah like some other Liverpool fans do. But don't let me catch another Liverpool fan on a panel that likes to go after KDB's lack of accomplishments in terms of big games or what he's done internationally, and then want to prop up this guy Mo Salah, because you're not going to attack KDB, who's been great within the Prem, and then prop up Mo Salah, who I think has been very similar to KDB overall career-wise. And another thing is, we've also seen that Mo Salah needs a running mate. He needs a player, and I tweeted this. He's missing someone that did the heavy lifting, and that heavy lifting was done by Mane,
Mr. Main.
So, Salah, be respectful. Win your two. Winning the Prem is huge for Liverpool. Winning the Prem is actually the priority, because they don't have many Prem. This is their second Prem, so I get it. The importance of winning it is huge. Most other clubs will be like, listen, we're trying to win that Champions League because we've won 1, 2, 3. We want to raise that up.
Or zero.
See, Rax, you didn't have to do that.
I'm just filling in the details, man. I'm filling in the details.
Yeah, you're hurt, man.
Anyways, welcome, Ches. It's been a while, man. Big up to you. I was on your channel earlier, guys. Make sure you guys go check it out. And
Ches is back.
Before we get on to Chelsea Arsenal, Manchester United and Spurs won their matchups in the Europa League. Doing their thing.
Whoa! I haven't even been able to. I was patient.
Today, be kind. Jay, this is the appetizer. It's not the main course. Let's not get into every.
You might have thought I've said a word on this show so far. I've not said a word. Like he hasn't even said hello to me. So
I did say hello.
Okay, fine.
Did Jay get an introduction?
I gave him a salute.
It's Jay again.
He's the other guy who was here last week.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay wants to add on the Spurs.
Really quickly on Liverpool. I think Liverpool might look back on this season actually, and the way they've gone out of these two competitions with a lot of regret. Even though the league's gone great, like the Plymouth game now looks like a really poor It was a bad exit anyway, but it's really bad when you look at
Plymouth
it.
were tough, but they were beatable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for PSG, second leg, Anfield, under the lights, midweek game, 1-0 advantage. That's a poor exit. Regardless of how good you think that's a poor exit for like, you know, one of the best two-legged teams in Europe is like, you know, like the signature line.
At Anfield.
I think
you know what? I hope PSG
Anfield.
win it. I hope PSG win
Anfield,
it.
yeah, no, of
Anfield.
course because it's always nice to be knocked out by
I heard
Brentford.
Anfield didn't have
PSG
the
might
speakers
lose to
going.
Aston Villa, bro.
So, just to finish on Liverpool, obviously they've had a good season. They're starting to look tired. They are starting to look tired. The team is starting to look tired. Players are starting to, but they still did enough in this game to win the game. And I think looking at it, they're going to have a decent evolution this summer. And if they don't, they'll be in trouble. So what I mean by that is like I expect maybe, well, definitely, I think Diaz, Jota, one of them two, definitely going to go. Nunes, definitely going to go. Elliott might go. Obviously, we've got Trent probably going. They might do something. So they're going to have to buy about 4 or 5 players, yeah? And if they don't, the team's going to massively stagnate anyway. So they should enjoy this league. You know, they should obviously like
the last dance. Is that what you're saying, Jay?
No, but I'm saying the scene because it can go either way. Like I didn't expect them to win the league this season, so now I'm like
terrible rendition.
I'm looking for like listen. I don't want to be one of these people who's like all of a sudden talking about next season when there's still so much of this season to go. So still a lot to play for a variety of clubs. So let's focus on the present. And yeah, poor exit for Liverpool.
All right, let's talk about the president. Do Arsenal have a chance versus Madrid? Anybody?
Yeah, you got a chance.
Ches looks away.
I mean, technically, you have a chance. 1% is still considered a chance, right?
I put it 60% Real, 40% Arsenal. But that's if Saka's back. That's if Saka's back. Like if Saka's back, I give you definitely got a decent chance.
Saka's back, getting rushed. Saka's getting rushed to lose to Real Madrid. Crazy, man.
Saka's in the hyperbolic chamber. He could have been.
Saka getting rushed to play against Real Madrid, just to lose. Come on, man. Respect. Let him relax, man. Let him relax. Let him relax, bro.
I don't think it's called a hyperbolic chamber, but yeah.
I'm not saying the same thing, you know.
That's what Igal goes before he makes his
I think that's you. You're in the hyperbolic chamber.
You live in the hyperbolic chamber. The hyperbolic chamber. Jeez.
Hey, like on the side, he's going.
Yeah.
He comes back.
Next year's our year.
What's the chamber called? The healing chamber.
Cryogenic.
Yeah.
No, the one in Dragon Ball Z. It is called the hyperbolic time chamber.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z.
Bro, why is hyperbolic?
No, but hyperbole is the act of like always exaggerating and taking things to an extreme.
It's literally called the hyperbolic time chamber. No, am I misreading?
Yes.
Yes,
yeah,
you understand that.
There's a gravity chamber as well. There's a gravity chamber.
I'm making a reference to Dragon Ball Z. You guys are like, what are you talking about? Listen, allow it. Ches, talk to me. Real Madrid, do we have a hope in hell? Or should we say prayer? Should we say prayer Arsenal?
What in terms of like
hyperbaric?
No, that's different.
No, allow it. Let's stay on topic.
What are you saying? Do you have a chance at all of getting through? Like,
do you think Arsenal can do can give it a go versus Real Madrid and actually get something out of that game, those games?
Yeah, you won't get embarrassed. I think there's a lazy take. People say you can get embarrassed, but I don't think. I mean, for you to get through, you'd have to have a lot of things go your way, i.e., none of the key players being key, and that's virtually impossible when you've got like 7 players who can win a game for you in terms of Real Madrid. And then you've got to assume Ancelotti has a stinker, which is very unlikely. And then you've also got to hope that your players play at a 9 out of 10 performance, which we haven't really done all season. So if you're going by my logic, it's going to be very difficult, but doesn't mean it's impossible. But put it this way, if you went out, it sounds disrespectful, but it's more of a shock that they lost rather than you won, if that makes sense. People would be more so, people would have a look at Real Madrid rather than Arsenal being that good. Because Arsenal haven't been looking that good this season. Whereas, like, for example, if Liverpool plays Real Madrid, I know it's ironic because they lost against PSG, but Liverpool, the way they played this season, if they played Real Madrid and beat Real Madrid, no one would be like, "Rah, that's a crazy result." But if you were to beat Real Madrid now, that would look really strange.
Can we? I feel like if I just make quickly, Jay,
you won't get embarrassed. People say you lose 4-0.
No. Listen, you're not going to lose 4-0. You're not going to lose 4-0. But listen, let's not be around the bush anymore, bro. You're going to lose the quarterfinals, bro. There's no chance. Let's just keep it pushing, bro. Okay, that's what we know. That's going to happen. I don't know why we're trying to act like Arsenal's got a chance. This and that.
Yeah,
listen, miracles ain't happening. You know what I mean? Miracles happen once in a lifetime.
I'm just saying, for it to happen, a lot of things need to go their way.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's more chances of me becoming a billionaire than Arsenal in the game.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Wow. Saying that, right? But I'm saying, I've seen Arsenal. I
hope you become a billionaire.
I've seen Arsenal quite a few times this season, yeah. Even when they played Inter away and lost 1-0, like to the penalty, they were all right. They weren't poor. They were in the game. Like, so, no, what I'm trying to say is all season in the Champions League, they've actually been pretty solid. They've been pretty good. Now, obviously, Real is a step up and everything, but I mean, like, Arsenal are good. Like, jokes aside, not being able to get over the line aside, yeah, they beat PSG. Yeah, we can all talk about the PSG's improved and they've developed, and I think they have. And I think it's a better PSG now than what Arsenal played. But Arsenal still beat them this season. Do you know what I mean? So they're a good team. They've got a decent chance, man. Like,
I know
Madrid are obviously the favourites, but
he's not moving on.
Arsenal a little bit.
Yeah, he's not moving on. But I want to say this to Jay's point. I understand you can take certain metrics from the group stage, for example, goals conceded, goals scored, form, etc., club form in terms of the league. But when it comes to the knockout, it's very different. Ask all of the winners who won it before. All our teams in knockout performed at a different level. I guarantee if they played Inter now, it would be a complete different game. I guarantee if they play PSG now, it would be a complete different game. When you got top level players, or if any sport you play, I'm not going to say what I play regularly, but people play, I don't know, paddle, tennis, football. When you play at knockout level, it's just different. You play FIFA, you're playing a weekend league, it's a different level to playing the qualifiers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
It's a fair point. Yeah, it's a good point.
I mean, I respect.
I'm just saying.
Vader, you played them recently. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I was gonna say I respect Igal, reverting to the panelists for those that have the experience with regards to like winning this Champions League. No offense, Jay, but when we want to look at what it takes
to a final, relax. We made it to a final.
We
both lost.
See, if that didn't hurt, Jay, you would have let it go because you have to respond. That really hurt. Now, I just want to say, the thing with Real Madrid is they're a team. They're one of the teams. I would say, actually, they're the only team that play and know the moments. Like, they know how to pace out. They know how to pace out the tie. And unfortunately, if you guys were at full strength, I would say you have a strong chance of making this a difficult tie for Real Madrid. But the fact that, and I know they're not players that we rate. I know that Kai Havertz isn't a player that we rate, but he was a part of your system. He was, when you guys were having everything clicking, that was what Mikel Arteta wanted. Saka coming back, I think that's more of a detriment than anything because he's not rushed in, but he's going to get into game form, game pace against Real Madrid. It's a madness. It's a madness. I think you guys should obviously hope for the best, but take this as the experience for we know what it takes, or we know how we need to be better to beat Real Madrid next year. I'm not saying that you guys are going to get embarrassed, but I don't think you guys advance versus a club that are in form for Champions League. And
I was actually going to say that too. I think there are actually so many like different factors to it, but I would completely agree with like Vader. I can see you guys, if you continue the way that you're playing and obviously this whole process and you sign more players, I can see you competing with the likes of Real Madrid in a couple of years, maybe in 1 or 2 years. But this is like, if we're really talking about, this is like the first time you're going up against the heavyweights that we like to call in Europe, right? It's all those type of things. We know how Real Madrid are in the Champions League heritage, all of those type of things. They've shown it time from time where we've all predicted that Real Madrid might go out or they might get eliminated. And then the result is always they somehow scrap a way to win, or they find a way to win. And that's really what knockout football, Champions League football is all about. And they're the best at that. But they don't have to be the better team in both legs. They just have to find a way to win. And that's something that they always do. And those are all these different elements that you add to it. And I just feel like maybe currently this Arsenal team isn't there yet. And I'm not even saying that you can't get there. You definitely can. But maybe it's too early on for how Arsenal have been in the Champions League. Too early on for a matchup like this. But that's I don't mean that as a disrespectful way to Arsenal. I just say that more so like you have to look at where the two teams are, knowing your injury record right now too, some players that are being missed, and then also look at Real Madrid's season. In the group stages, if you played them, it'd be a completely different story. A lot of us would be saying maybe Arsenal can get a result over Real Madrid at the Emirates, or if they play at the Bernabeu, like a draw, or maybe
they don't take the
even
group
a win.
Serious.
It's one of those type of things. But then again, knockout football, they just know how to find a way to win. It's
let
about
me just say this.
And Miguel, can I say this real quick?
Rock, are you there? I want to know if Rock's there, because it's like.
Let me say this real quick, Miguel.
Go ahead, Vader.
With regards to just being fully balanced, you will not hear me bring any type of criticism of Saka. All right, he's just returning. I'm not going to be shameless to be like, what's he's doing in this knockout stage? Where is he right now? All will be on mute. We know he's coming off injury. So let your star boy heal up and get back into it. I won't be criticizing him or judging him.
Why is he going to be back in 4 weeks' time to start against Real Madrid? That's a bit quick, no?
No, bro, he's been out since January.
Yeah, but the injury he had...
December.
No, but the injury he had for the surgery he had is a 4 to 6 month, and that's like the best of the best.
No, but they were expecting him to be back in March anyways, like after the international break.
Is he training?
Like has been gone for time.
Yeah, he's been training by himself.
So, might be a bit tight.
That's the thing. I think you guys make compelling arguments that Arsenal have no chance, and I think Real Madrid, they've just got a lot of match winners. Arsenal can have a great game, 85th minute. Asensio will nod in a corner. Diaz will go in off his heel or something. Like you essentially, there's an inevitable.
I want to make a good point as well. Yeah,
don't forget the officiating.
Even if you say so yourself, yeah, Chaz.
So Bukayo Saka being back. Okay, guys. Say Bukayo Saka is back to his best, right? And he's immediately like doing decent. Are we then competitive enough to go at Real Madrid?
Here's the thing, Gal. Can I just say something?
I think you have a chance for sure.
The both times here, I remember City beat them and we beat them to win it, go on and win it. Is when we kind of like beat them a lot. It was a big gap between them and us. If it's tight, you're not going to win because they have too many match winners. Look what happened when they beat PSG, Chelsea, and City back to back. It was the same game where the opposition is dominating, but because they're in it by a little bit, it was enough for them to squeeze and get the win every single round. When it happens 3 times in a one tournament, it's past luck. It's a game plan, isn't it? So it's like
I think
So their game plan.
I think you have to batter them to go through. I'm not even joking. You have to win like 2-0 or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's another question in itself, though. Can this Arsenal team batter a Real Madrid team like that?
But
in order for them to win?
Now, this is the problem. I think Arsenal's best chance is to play elite handball, man. You guys, you need to.
Yeah, you got to pull out the dark arts. You have to pull out the dark arts.
Yeah. Low block, hard to beat. Thingy, get a goal get a goal ahead at some point during the tie and just stink it out, man. Because you're not going to outscore Real Madrid. This Arsenal team, even Saka or no Saka, your strength is your defense. You've got to do a Chelsea when Chelsea beat Barcelona at the Camp Nou or something like that.
When was the last time Arsenal did that?
This is why it's difficult. It's not possible, but it's very, very difficult.
I'm going to end this topic on one thing only. Is Arsenal better equipped to go up against Real Madrid than Atletico Madrid, who they play week in, week out?
No.
I don't think
I
so.
think Arsenal have a better defense than Atletico Madrid. I think Arsenal have a better midfield than Atletico Madrid. I think
Oh my
God.
You said the same thing about Real Madrid about 3 months ago.
I think the only thing Atletico Madrid have better than us is a manager and their attack.
But that's a really big thing, though. How Simeone sets up the team, though, is a very important thing.
Bro,
how Simeone sets up the team is a very important thing.
And a goalkeeper better than yours. The whole team's better than you.
Bro, 180 minutes of relentless focus, yeah, to a point where you limit, and Real Madrid still scored two times across 180 minutes. And that was with elite focus and positioning and strategy and tactics. And they still scored 2 goals and could have maybe scored a couple more. But that's my point, is that you're not better than Atletico at that style of football. So if you're gonna try and beat them playing that way, you're looking at the masters over there. So you can't be better equipped than them to go about this, because they've beaten Real Madrid to titles. You know what I mean? So they know what time it is, and they still can't get it done. So that's where it's like, under the lights, 180 minutes. It'll be tough for your team, if that's your plan, to try and hold out for 180 minutes, because it just takes one mistake or one yellow turning into a red. Or do you know what I mean? It's just there's too much risk, like, to try and do that. But that's the only way you can do it. So I guess you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Let's get on to Chelsea and a couple of, before we go to Chelsea. We know Chelsea's going to do well in the Conference League, but I'm surprised Man United and Spurs both go through after tough first legs. Like, even you guys must have been surprised your team turned up in the second leg.
No. I mean, I thought we did. I think United. I was kind of glancing United when they went 1-0 down. I was like looking at them out of the corner of my eye. I was like, oh wow, they're playing well. And I suppose, like, we both did what was expected. Frankfurt is a tough tie for Spurs, though, and Lyon is also a very tricky tie for United. So we both got tricky ties, and like probably looks like maybe Lazio if we get past Frankfurt. Maybe Bilbao for United if they get there.
Bilbao's a very good team too. Yeah, we could probably face them in semis.
And the finals in Bilbao. So we're either gonna have to play United, or play Bilbao in their home stadium. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be rooting for Nico Williams.
Can I just say, I've never seen this guy. The only thing I know about this guy called Odegaard is when Jay talks about Odegaard. I've heard he mentioned his name a few times. I've never seen the guy before in my life. Yesterday was the first time I saw him, and when I saw him getting pushed the crowd to get the apology, I thought of Jay, because I was like, oh, this is the Odegaard guy that he keeps talking about. I don't even know what position he played, but apparently he did very well yesterday.
Nice,
yeah. Yeah, he had a good performance.
That's the funniest commentary from Rack all week.
It's solid.
I have no idea who he is. I was expecting a 6'3" Scandinavian bloke.
He's 6 foot. You know what? He is actually 6 foot, and he's like, so. And obviously, we bought him.
He might be Scandinavian too, to be fair. But
I don't think he's. I don't. But like, that's the thing about Odegaard, and he's one of those players that went under the radar because he's been injured all season.
How do you spell his name?
Odegaard. Odobert.
Yeah, Wilson.
Yeah. So the thing with Odegaard, I always thought, when I first saw him, I was like, oh, he could be like our Barcola. Because when I was watching him, I was like, he's got similar like mannerisms.
That's a speed demon, right?
He's fast, but he's just quick. He's just a good little player, and he's only 19, and he's 6 foot as well. So like 6 foot, tricky winger, go either side, play both wings. 30 million. Like, I know Bayern were interested in too. So he's fit. He's coming back. So I reckon I'm looking forward to him playing more. I think we're gonna get Dibbling as well. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about this. I feel like Dibbling's gonna come join the party in the summer.
Hey, if Levy starts again, you're not gonna get him. Yeah. But before we go any further, guys, do me a favor: hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got Ches in the building for a little bit more, so we got to talk about Chelsea, Arsenal. Chelsea. this game would have meant a lot more if we played each other just a couple months ago when Chelsea were doing well, Arsenal were doing well. It would have been more fun back then. But right now, it kind of feels like a dead rubber. I don't know about you guys. It means something in the scheme of top four, but outside of top four and rivalry, like I kind of feel like both fan bases are not really excited about this game with the form and everything. Chelsea,
No, I would say it's a big game for Chelsea for sure. In their top
it's a
four
big
race,
game
though.
for both teams, but really and truly,
It's not a big game for both teams. It's a big game for Chelsea. You got nothing
It's
to
a
play
big game
for.
for Chelsea. You more so, yeah. I mean, like you guys will, yeah, you'll make
Your
top
season,
four.
honestly, Igal, your season's done. You guys aren't playing for anything. You aren't, because you're pretty much, you'd have to really collapse to make this a top 2 challenge.
Like
a what?
It's still an important game for Chelsea for sure.
This felt like an intervention with you two both saying this. Like, fuck, you gotta get it through your head. Your season's over.
No, I'm your season is like, I don't think there's no highs. There's nothing to like. I mean, Champions League, different story. You guys are going to be focused on that. But when it comes to the Prem, there's no like, oh, here are moments for us to strive towards, because like it's just out of reach right now. And yeah, but this Chelsea, it's more bragging rights, like you said. It's the turf war that I love to see with regards to London. So I know Ches is amped for it because he sees a few teams watching him and seeing whether he slips because of the top 4 fight that he, myself, and others have. But other than that, Igal, you're chilling. You just make sure you don't get embarrassed, because Chelsea will let you know.
All right, Ches, what you saying?
That is true. Yeah, I've already said we're gonna lose, not because I don't believe in my team.
What?
I don't really believe in my team. Yeah, Veta, man. Like
lose
Chelsea. Basically, I've been on a stream today with Hooksy and Don, and some guy called Ash, big up Ash, who's watching. He said something, Chelsea have like jelly legs, in it, which is another term for saying we crumble. Against Man City away from home, we literally was playing very well for, I think, 20 minutes, 1-0 up with a mistake. Could have made it 2-0. As soon as we missed the opportunity later, because I've seen it for the last 3 years, I knew we were going to lose. Because for some reason, I don't know if it's mentality or just quality in general, but for some reason, Chelsea's can't get out of the big games. And it's not like we're getting battered, other than the Man City game, that's the anomaly. Against Man United, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, we compete quite well, but we just don't have enough to go over the line. Now, last season, we finished 12th. The season before last week, we was 12th. So that was clearly a quality issue. Last season, however, I don't think was necessarily a quality issue. I know the players are young. I think it's mentality. Because a lot of those games we were leading, Man City, Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? United, we had to tug and throw to get the win. So using my logical brain, it can't just be quality, because how are you winning against these teams that are fighting for the league? We drew against Man City twice with the same players. So therefore, I have to look at other reasons, i.e. the manager or the mentality. The manager's gone and we're still not winning. So mentality. And we haven't had a good mentality in big games since Tuchel left. And ironically, that's the last time we beat Arsenal was with Lukaku, James, and I think Mount scored that game, or whoever scored.
No, just Lukaku and James.
Lukaku and James scored, yeah. So for me, like I keep saying it every single week, every single time they're a big team, unless they prove me wrong, I'm going to be real with it. Why am I going to sit here and troll? Like, you're rubbish. And then they score a header and score a Trossard long shot. And I'm sitting here on Monday making my face.
What's the best Prem team you guys have beaten?
What do you mean?
Aston Villa?
Aston Villa?
Newcastle.
It comes to the highest in the league.
No, toughest. What's
Newcastle? Newcastle.
Did you guys beat Forest?
Yeah, Aston Villa and Newcastle were good wins, because a lot of our teams in the panel haven't beaten them. They're
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, Aston Villa. That's a good question, yeah. Because when we beat those teams, that's when I started to change. I was like, rah. So we actually beat Aston Villa and Newcastle. You might think easy food, but not for us. So when we start beating the Arsenals away from home or getting a good result, then I'll start changing my perspective. And next season, I'll cover more chess when Esteval comes in. When I believe when we get I think we'll get a Delap, Gyökeres, or Sesko market. We're going to get one of them. Any of them will suit our team.
Why are you saying? Listen, I like Delap like anybody.
I like Delap the most.
You keep saying his name like he's Shevchenko. Like I
think
dropping his name.
Damn.
Delap. I'm like,
Jay,
Yo, Man United fans and Chelsea fans.
I love the laugh. This is what Chelsea do. You're addicted to the dope. Let me help you, Chess. You're addicted to the dopamine of signings. So every next signing is the missing piece.
Let me explain. Now, Jay,
I like it. Watch the film Memento. It'll serve you well in this moment.
No, I'll speak to Ahmed, yeah. Because this is jealous. I'll tell you why.
Fire movie, by the way.
Because the reason why I rate the lap, there's two reasons, yeah. There's two reasons why I rate the lap and Yokra is similar reasons. One, the lap in isolation belongs to Vegas Academy, and they produce elite talent just like mine. We're the best two academies in the world, I'll probably say Europe, minimum. And when you come from Man City and play in the Premier League and do what you're doing for Ipswich Town, I believe in your hype. I believe that. Second thing is, and Jay, this way you're wrong. It's not about just signing people, it's the profile. The lap's technical, he's quick, he's 6'1", he can header, he can shoot, and he can pass.
Isn't that the same profile as Mark Guehi?
Mark Guehi's 19 years old and no experience.
But hold on. From a profile point of view, is everything that you just described, would you say that that striker has
Mark Guehi doesn't have how many changes?
A yes or no will suffice.
Not the same. No, not the same.
Okay, no problem. It's just like profiling is profiling. We all know profiling. We all
City Academy though, Jay. City Academy.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say to you is that, like, obviously, you're now kicking the can down the road, and you're saying, right, we're gonna get the goalie, we're gonna get the striker, maybe another left winger. You love left winger. You love right wingers. So left winger, right? And I'm just saying,
only because Madrid's gonna go.
Yeah, but the thing is like
Modric's not going. He's just gonna get banned.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is that, like, would you not have thought that you would solve the gaps in your squad this summer just gone?
So what we're having right now is redundant conversation because we're gonna agree. Yeah.
So basically, there's no guarantee that the changes that you're thinking that you need to make will actually get done.
No, but Jay, in my opinion, I agree with what you're saying, so I'm not going to argue.
Perfect.
In my opinion, I'll ask Ahmed, he's another Chelsea fan. I'm going to speak on the game. I know a guy wants to bring us back there. If Chelsea didn't sign a striker in the summer, I'd be extremely surprised. Like, utterly, I would be more than shocked. I'd be flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I would be like, wow. Even for PR reasons, for PR's sake, they can't not get a striker. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think flabbergasted covered it. To be fair.
Right, let's bring Ahmed in.
Sorry,
Ahmed, how you feeling? Ches is not feeling confident going into the game. He's thinking that Chelsea's going to lose. Are you feeling the same way?
I think this game has a draw written all over it. You know, I predicted a draw at home last time. I just think the problem is right now, you know, I think from you guys, from an attacking perspective, you're kind of like a dull knife, with all due respect. Chelsea right now also, from an attacking perspective, are a dull knife. It feels like we've got zero chem in attack for some reason. You know, even though these guys are playing with each other right now, for such a long time, but just got the zero chemistry unlocked for some reason. But I just think for me, it just like it reeks of like a 1-1 or like a 0-0 or even like a 2-2. Like somehow I don't know, genuinely. Like for me, like there's Chelsea are prone to make a silly mistake in defense. You guys might make a silly mistake in defense too.
Excuse me?
You guys might make a silly mistake in defense too. I'm just saying it's possible. Nonsense like
prone to that. That's not our identity.
No, I mean, if we look at the Premier League as your previous Premier League games, bro, you have been letting goals on a quite consistent basis. At least one goal in the last two Premier League games. Would you not say so?
I would disagree because I feel like Arsenal. Yes, we lost to West Ham. We drew 0-0. If I'm not mistaken, to Nottingham Forest, and we drew to Manchester United, but it was from a free kick. Overall, none of the goals that we conceded, none of the goals that we conceded were like massive errors. Chelsea kind of unraveled, where Arsenal just kind of like. I feel like the other team just has a really good goal. Like in order to break us down, it does take a lot of work. Where Chelsea kind of.
That Bowen goal wasn't hard work.
Yeah, that was not hard work, bro. I just think for me, at the end of the day, listen. We are. I feel like at the end of the day, we probably will get a goal against you. There's definitely it's more than likely we'll get a goal against you, and I just think it just ends in a 1-1 because like, I don't think both sides don't have like enough cutting edge to finish the job. That's what I would probably say to you more than anything else.
I would say this dull knife. If you run with it, you'll get hurt. You know,
Bro. Just as you've got a dull knife, I'm saying I've got a dull knife too. So it's the bar of the dull knives.
Can I ask a question? Do Chelsea fans, do you guys think you have a better team than United?
Yes, currently, yes, I would say so, yes.
So I heard Ches talk about mentality or manager because you saw what United were able to do versus Arsenal. Do you guys not favor yourselves to maybe get a better result?
The problem is right now, I think the problem is right now, VR. If you look at it from like a Chelsea performance basis right now, we have not had any good performances for a good while right now. That is the problem right now, right? Like it's not, and like that's not going to help you. You know, if anyone wants to say then let the players like show up for one game, even right? I don't know if they've even got in them right now. That's the problem, right?
This guy hit the nail on the head, Ahmed. This is the comment right here. The blueprint on how to play Arsenal is very simple. But does Maresca park the bus like West Ham, or does he open up like City and PSV?
To be fair, he did change his style of play against Arsenal in the first game. And also, what I would say is positive. I know I've been very negative in my club, but the Chelsea fans watching me, if we do get a result, Lavia, Fofana, and James being back is massive. That's massive. Because Fofana and Lavia bring a physicality and a bit of technical ability, which will allow us to advance better on the pitch. And we've missed that recently. And that means the best midfielder in the league, Caicedo, who's amazing, we're able to play in the 8 space. We played against Sheik's team where he scored that banger. So if he's more advanced and Palmer could play more in the advanced role, more closer to the striker Neto, you might see a different performance. That's the only hope I have.
All right. Let's do predictions for this game quickly before we jump into the Manchester United game because she's got to go. Rack, you there, bro? We'll get Rack's take on this because he hasn't spoken on it in a second. Vader, what's your score prediction?
Listen, I see a draw, actually. I see a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2. I'm not going to do any more than any type of prediction. For whatever reason, when you guys match up, I think it's going to be both managers trying to outdo the other, little conservative play, 2-2.
Fairs. I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal. I think it's going to be small margins, but we just get over the line by the skin of our teeth. Ahmed, you're going with a 1-1 or 0-0?
1-1.
Ches, you're going with 2-1 Arsenal?
Yeah, mark it now. Who hasn't scored for Arsenal in a
while? Martinelli?
Nameri or Martinelli will score a goal against us. Chelsea to Chariot FC. 2-1
Rock,
Arsenal.
what are you saying? Score prediction before we go on to Man United.
It's ironic, because obviously Arsenal are struggling to score goals, and that's why I said they drop out of the league title race when they did. So I just don't know where Arsenal's goals are coming from. Martinelli or no Martinelli. So I'm going to say it's going to be 0-0.
All right. And Jay? You already gave your prediction, right?
1-1. I'll say 1-1. Yeah. Draw.
I'll go with. I think Arsenal might win. Like I have no confidence in Chelsea's. Like Chelsea have actually been quite crap in the last few games. And
they have good set piece defense. Does Chelsea have a good set piece defense?
Yes. We haven't scored a set piece goal in months.
Yeah. I feel like Chelsea can create chances.
So that unsustainable way of scoring goals that you were banging on about at the start of the season turned out to be unsustainable. Who knew, Who knew?
Yeah, I remember. You remember we had those conversations, Igal, about whether your set pieces.
Listen, we don't need to revisit everything.
Okay, no, only the ones when you're right. We'll revisit those ones. Yeah. But less so with the inconvenient truths. But I will say that Arsenal this weekend, you've got Chelsea just don't impress me much. Word to Shania Twain. It's just it's I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Today he's feeling very 2000-y with his references, talking about
Thank
Shania
you.
Twain,
Thank you.
Memento.
I'm
Next,
stuck
next you're
in a
gonna start
style
talking about
era.
Guy Pearce. But before we go any further, shout out Ches for joining us. I think he's gotta go. Big up Ches, man. Appreciate
Big
it,
up, bro. I got to go too.
Um,
You know,
It was nice having you on. And also,
soon. Be out everyone in the chat. Be everyone. On
by the way, we did play your video last time about saying Chelsea have the best attack in Europe. I love that video.
Boy. Next season I'll run that again when we get Esteban.
No worries. Peace out, bro.
And I've got to go too, boys, as usual. As you know, have a nice one, bro.
Big up. Later, bro. And let's get Sheik before he's gotta go. Sheik, what did you say?
Yeah.
What's Man United? What's going on at Man United, bro? You guys are building a new stadium. It's looking like the Old Trafford is turning into the new tent or the circus. Do you guys see the stadium, by the way? Vader, you must have seen it. The tent.
Yeah, of course I saw that thing. That's you know what?
You know what their logic is? Their logic is to make it a devil stick. The stadium.
Yeah, like a trident stick. It's crazy. The worshiping of the devil is just nonsense. I can't back any of it. But yeah, listen, it's
Jay,
Sheik's
did you see it?
No,
What? You haven't seen it?
no. I've been chronically.
I see. Honestly, I think it's actually okay. Like, I actually like it, and
Let
the
me
whole
show
idea
you.
of like a new stadium, like, that's cool. I'm not really against that whole thing. The netting is funny because like they put the net around the stadium so
This
that
is the
every time
concept for
Bruno.
the new stadium. So it's supposed to be the stick, and then the trident.
Where is it going to be?
It's
Manchester.
supposed to be like right next
Old
to
Trafford.
next to Old Trafford. No, it's
Then
like
maybe
right
to
next to
London.
No, they're basically turning Old Trafford into like Wembley type setup with the walkway and everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, United's already, the current stadium has like quite a long walkway anyway. Like, so it's not like this is just probably. I mean, it'll be. I live in Manchester, so I'm just thinking about how much traffic is going to increase on my way home because of the roadworks. But no, it's listen. It's the current stadium is dripping rat's piss on its inhabitants.
It really
So
is. Like,
yeah, absolutely. So I think it looks. Obviously, it'll look great. When
Also, will Man City allow them to stay at the Etihad? In the meanwhile,
no, we're going to be playing at Old Trafford because it's right next to it. I
Yeah,
don't think
it's
they're
next
demolishing
door.
it. It's right.
They're
It's
building
next
it
door.
next door.
Yeah. So
No,
we're
but
gonna
you're
be playing at
gonna
Old Trafford.
at some point you're gonna have to tear down part of Old Trafford to build the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Have they said that?
I
I haven't
guess
read that.
Yeah,
I
because
haven't read that, but it's
they-
like
they
from what I
basically-
heard, we're gonna be playing at Old Trafford, and it's not gonna.
Listen, you got.
wait, what?
Yeah, it's
Aren't
not gonna
you-
affect it.
I seen the building plan, and the building plan similar to Tottenham. There's going to be a crossover where there's going to be part of the time where there's going to be the demolition of the stadium is going to have to happen.
I
haven't heard that.
just I haven't. I saw like a picture over from like an above view where it's just like a map and it showed there's a quite good amount of distance between where Old Trafford and the new stadium is supposed to be, and it also kind of depends where that which direction that walkway is. Because if it's in an opposite direction, then it honestly doesn't matter where Old Trafford is, and that's what I think they're trying to go with. I think from what I've heard, like I said, I think they're going to continue playing at Old Trafford, and it's going to take some time. Like it's going to take a couple of years and stuff for sure. About the stadium, like again, it's
I found
something
the image.
that,
You're right.
yeah,
So-
it's like
This
it's something that was supposed
this
to-
is where the new stadium is going to be.
yeah.
And
See,
this is
yeah,
where the second small. This is where it currently is.
second smaller stadium. So they're going to make, I guess, a smaller stadium there. for
So they're going to
whatever
build something there. They're going to build something here, and they're going to build. They're going to cut down Old Trafford after they build the new stadium.
reason. Yeah.
That's nuts. Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, like Jay said, like our current stadium is absolutely shit. Everyone, literally trolls us about it. This stuff was also no surprise. I think when Ineos stepped in, we heard about it from the get-go. There were talks about whether they want to either revamp Old Trafford and like make new stands and stuff like that and remodel it and stuff like that, or do they just want to go with a new stadium? And that's what they went with. And the whole idea of it too, making 100,000 seat stadium in Manchester, kind of like Tottenham, being that venue for, you know, performers to come perform at that stadium, more revenue and stuff for the club. Like, you get what they're trying to do. And I mean, my personal thing, if I were to say it, I'm not really like against it or anything. It's something that's good. It's like a positive thing in my eyes, to be honest. It's progression as a club, to eventually move on. But also at the same time, I feel like, you know, maybe a little bit of the focus should be on the on pitch, and, you know, let's figure that stuff out first before we can kind of go.
Are you going to beat Leicester this weekend?
I wish I could. I wish I could tell you with confidence, but every single Man United game is just like it's. I could tell you my feelings right before kickoff, and it's one of those type of things. But you know what? I will say this. I have been a little bit negative, and I've been very critical of the team in the past. It's, more so of the manager too.
A little.
Yeah, I would. No, I mean, like, it's. I understand the overall, you know, situation of where we are as a club, but I just feel like in moments the manager could be doing a little bit better, and that's where I have criticized him. But going after watching this game that we just saw against Real Sociedad, and by the way, Real Sociedad, like, Zubamendi, absolutely shit in that game. Like, this guy literally could not do anything against a pivot of Bruno and Casemiro in 2025. It's absolutely insane. But just wanted to mention that. But going after that performance, it would be likely for me to believe that the players would be up for it this weekend, and there'd be some sort of confidence boost. I mean, Xerxes has to play; he has to start. There's no way you can take him out of the team after the performance that he had against Real Sociedad. Bruno, as much as people want to call him the savior and all that, which I don't necessarily agree with, he has been in form and he has been playing well. He's getting the GNA at least, so it's like those type of things. And Leicester too, like, this is our 4th time we're going to play Leicester this season, by the way. We played them in the Carabao Cup, we played them in the FA Cup, we played them in the Premier League. All those times, by the way, we're at Old Trafford, and this is our 4th time that we're going to play them. So I think it's one of those type of things where I expect us to win, but with how United have been this season, honestly, you can't really say. Like, we could easily go there and fold. We could concede a goal in the beginning and fold, or we can have, you know, a good display like how we did against Real Sociedad, and it's one of just those type of things. But Premier League, for me, Gal, season's done. I mean, there's nothing really that we can try to look forward to in the Premier League. We're not going to sit here and try to and be angry about, oh, well, Ruben could be finishing 10th instead of 15th or 14th and stuff like that. It's been a shit show. But really, the most important thing is I don't have us winning the Europa League, honestly. But it's one of those things where we're still in it. I have to see, you know, each game as it comes by. That first leg against Leon is going to be tough, but who knows? And I had the same feeling against Real Sociedad, but look at how that tie turned out. And we don't even have a good record against Spanish teams normally in Europe, and we did beat them. So it's one of those type of things. But yeah, for me though, I've been mentally checked out of this season for a while ago, to be honest. So,
you know what? Yeah. Big up Sheik for joining us, bro. We got a couple more games to discuss. Thank you. Before you go, Carabao Cup final. Newcastle win? What do you think?
Yeah, go on, Newcastle. Go on, man. Isak, let's go. Go on.
I expect nothing. I expect nothing less.
Big up. Guys, before we get onto the Newcastle game, Vader, quick talk.
Are we calling it the Newcastle game? We're not calling the Carabao Cup final a Liverpool game.
No, we're calling it the Newcastle game. City Brighton. Yeah, you worried about losing to Brighton? Is Brighton a bogey team? Is Brighton a bogey team?
Brighton's a dangerous team. I wouldn't even just.
I'm sick and tired of you bigging up every team, acting like that makes a difference in Man City's result. You know, you can just sit here and once in a while just be like, you know what, we're better than Brighton. We should beat them. But if we do lose, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, when there's teams like that, that's exactly what I say. But Brighton's one of those teams where I gotta respect their form because they're a very informed club. They're actually a club that's gotten results against us again. And not too long ago, let me tell you. And if I was coming off a draw or even a win recently, I'd have a different story. But the form that I'm looking at for my club isn't very good. We had a week off before we played Forest, and we lost. And it was a game where we could have crept in or had a better foothold with regards to the top 4. Nah, Brighton's going to be a tough game. I'm thinking. I hate this, and every time I look at this game, I keep seeing a draw. I keep seeing a draw with regards to how we play, and it's like we'll get the goals. We'll get the goals early, I think, but we're gonna let it slip and have an equalizer.
Do you think you're 4th or 5th?
my run of games after Brighton isn't that wild. And I think because of that, like my last remaining 8 games or whatever, it's not crazy in terms of heavy hitters. I think I finished 4th. And it will be at the expense. I know Ches isn't here, but it'll be at the expense of Chelsea. I think we'll just be able to do more.
Top 5 makes Champions League this year. It's okay. Jay, look at the camera. Let me know what you think about Tottenham's results this weekend.
I say, is it Fulham away?
Yeah. You guys are better away from home, by the way. At home, your fans are toxic.
I mean,
I heard your fans were telling everyone to sell the club, leave. Owners are scared to show up to games now. Crazy.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Levy's ass at every single game this season. To be fair,
you want to rephrase that?
No, I'm okay with my original phrase. No, I'll rephrase. He's been in attendance, I think. I think it's a difficult game because, like United, Spurs' league position is done. Well, the league is done for us. So I would like to see some positivity in upward momentum. And we've got like 3 games until Frankfurt. So let's build some momentum. Fulham's a tough game. Won't be surprised if we lost. I'll never predict a loss, but like it's just this is the sort of game that we've not had. We had a game like Brentford away a few weeks ago and we won, and that's what this game will be like. I'll go with a
prediction. Are you willing to do?
You know what? I'll go with a 2-1 Spurs win. I don't know why because I rate Marco Silva.
You're a Spurs fan. That's why.
And I'm sure he's got something for us.
All right. Emil Smith-Rowe, come on, smash 2 past them. That would be amazing. Yeah. Awobi. Awobi. Listen, before we go any further, we got Rack in the building. He's drinking his mango Rubicon. He's chilling. He's got his beanie on. He's wearing gray. How you feeling, bro?
Color coordinated.
How you feeling?
How am I feeling?
In the Carabao Cup final. This time.
I'm a little bit concerned that there may be a little bit of a hangover from the Champions League game. But apart from that, look, I can't be too down. It was a good performance against PSG. And look, Trent's out, which is unfortunate. But Newcastle have plenty of players out too. And we're going to the game and I expect us to win.
Are you going
the final?
To the game?
Doesn't matter how we play.
Is there more pressure? Do you feel more pressure because of the exit out of the UCL?
No, not really. The ironic thing is, after a week of we played. I think what's his name? Slot said that these are going to be 3 cup finals. This is the last of those 3. After the UCL exit, it feels a bit anticlimactic. But anyway, we have to pull ourselves together on the day, and we've got enough left. I'm sure that the big players, the leaders we have in the team, I expect us to go to Wembley and make it a record-breaking. I don't know how many. Will that be 10? 10
record-breaking.
I think so. Yeah, we hold the record already, so we break our own record.
Can I mention something? We spoke about Salah. I forgot to mention Van Dijk. No idea on Liverpool future after the Champions League exit, and he was even spotted on camera with the PSG representatives. When you see stuff like this, don't you get concerned for your future, bro? Forget about this season.
It's Van Dijk, in my opinion. Van Dijk is the most important of the 3 to keep.
Wow.
I obviously I love Salah, I love Trent, and
just not as much.
At this point, if you gave me Van Dijk and Salah stay, and Trent leaves, I'll be like, okay, fine. 2 out of 3 is good. The fact that that there aren't any contracts sorted for Mo and Virgil at this point is deeply concerning. and yeah, it makes me worry. Does make me worry for next season. What we need to do, obviously, we just need to ride out this season, get the trophies in the bag, and then we'll see. There might be some kind of like crazy negotiation tactic happening between the club or members of the club and Virgil and Mo or something like that. But the prospect of them leaving is concerning. Don't get me wrong. Look, sometime, even if we do leave them, if we do lose them, the club will go on, and then it'll be then we'll see real scrutiny on our recruitment. And because if you let these characters go, then you need to have a plan and you need to execute on that plan.
Then we will finally see phase 1 of Slot.
Rex, can I ask you this? Can I ask you
Interesting.
something?
Yeah, so that's it.
Oh,
Igal,
actually,
I'll give you
sorry,
credit on that.
sorry.
That will be an interesting discussion, actually.
No, because now we'll actually see Slot having to build a team.
Yeah, but I don't actually. I think Slot said himself that he's not the main person responsible for recruitment at Liverpool. It's Richard Hughes and Edwards and Julian Ward and and they have, and to be fair to them, they've all proved themselves to some degree. Richard Hughes at Bournemouth in terms of the way they've recruited. So and the way they recruited Slot. So it's not beyond us a possibility. But what I'm saying is Virgil is arguably the best defender in our history. Mo is arguably the best attacker or best player in our history. So
one of the best in Premier League history, both of them.
So it's not just like you're replacing a guy. You're replacing
all-time greats.
Not just elite. You're replacing the elite of the elite. But we'll see.
I'm gonna say this for the sake of anybody who wants Isaac or Bruno Guimaraes. Newcastle winning a trophy could mean in the summer these players could be like, you know what, I've done my job. Goodbye, Newcastle. And Jay, I don't know if this is the elitist in me talking, but you can knock some sense into me. Do you think if Newcastle win the cup, could that mean Isaac and Bruno G now say, you know what, we can win things here, we should stay? Or do you think it's more like now that they've done their job, mission accomplished, goodbye?
I feel like if either Arsenal or Liverpool or both come knocking for Isak in the summer, it's gonna get to a point where Isak is essentially gonna have to.
Yeah, what's up, little man?
It's gonna have to force an exit. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think Newcastle are gonna willingly let him go. So I think.
Peter, do you want to go off camera because we can see your son, in case you don't mind? All right, go ahead.
So it's like, so I would look at that and I'll say, listen, I think, look, I need Liverpool to win because I really can't be bothered with the narrative that comes when any club that's not like one of the big.
Oh yeah, if they break the 50-year trophy.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like
Even Newcastle can win a trophy. What's going on at Spurs?
We can still win the Europa. Chill out, Rats.
No. I was imitating what people.
Oh, sorry. I was like, see, and I was just showing you how defensive I will get.
No, but you think you're gonna get it? We're gonna get it also. Newcastle had a better season than Arsenal. That's what it is.
So I don't think it matters unless anyone goes to Newcastle and puts like 120, 130 million down. I don't think they're doing anything.
I think Liverpool and Arsenal would both be willing to pay 120. Just not the 100.
I'm not sure. 120, 100 cash. Because they won't mess about with the installments either. They'll be like, I want that. They'll be like, I want that in 2 installments, maybe 3 max.
Let me ask you guys a question. Isaac and like a Leroy Sané on a free, or Sesko and Nico Williams? Which one is more guaranteed?
I'd go with the Isak Sané one.
That's what I'm saying.
One of them. Well, because one of them is proven, the other one is unproven. Like
instead of spending 70 million and 50 million on 2 players, spend the whole money on spend the whole 120 on 1 player, and get the other player, get the winger on a free.
But as your issue, I wouldn't even. But my point is that I don't necessarily even feel like Arsenal. The quality, like if you think of, you've not had a striker and you've not had another left winger. It's almost like you can say, okay, Isak's more guaranteed than Sesko, and that's true. But some of Arsenal's problems have come down to just bodies. Do you know what I mean? Like competent attackers. Like if you buy Cherky for, you never would because of like, you know.
Yeah, because he's an aesthetics merchant.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I was just gonna say Arteta runs a prison over there, but like, so you know what I mean? So you won't buy someone like Cherky.
You won't buy somebody who's just aesthetically pleasing. They have to have like,
I mean, like left wingers can be quite expensive. They are quite expensive.
Hey, this was about Liverpool, Newcastle. It turned about Arsenal. I do this all the time.
Yeah, okay. So Liverpool,
Newcastle game.
Well,
this
so,
is the
you were looking through the lens of them selling Isak for some reason, like.
Yeah. So Harvey Barnes though, right?
Beats me, bro.
Like, listen, this Harvey Barnes guy, yeah. I just got a feeling he's gonna turn up this weekend.
I got a feeling.
Don't say it.
Gordon's obviously suspended, and Liverpool fans and stuff will be like, "Oh God!" But
they're so lucky.
But Barnes is probably as close to a similar type player who's actually good that they could just drop. Like, there's not. If you look at all the Premier League teams, there's not a huge number of teams that have a better backup left winger than Barnes.
Martinelli, Trossard.
I'd say Barnes, when fit, is banging numbers equal to or better than both of those.
I don't think the man ever got double digits, did he?
Barnes. When you see his stats, you'll be like, "Rah, Barnes."
Hey, fair.
Yeah,
I didn't check it, but I'm gonna check it now.
Have a little look.
Are we talking Leicester days? Yeah, he got 13 goals one season. Fair. Never thought he was putting in double digits, but fair. He got 10 assists one season, 13 goals one season. Nuts. Anyways, bringing it back to the Liverpool game. Rack, yeah. You're rubbing your head. You're kind of stressed.
Are you body language expert? Yeah, you go.
Nah, I'm not no expert. I'm a lip reader.
Yeah, look, it's not going to be an easy game. Newcastle, they've never given us an easy game in recent years. Not that I can remember anyway. So
Carabao Cup winner gets Conference League, yes.
Huh?
Carabao Cup winner gets some European tournament, so I think it's the Conference League. Or do they get Europa League? They get Europa League.
Oh, sorry, that's what you're talking about. I have no idea, to be honest, what they get.
Newcastle get European football if they win the Carabao Cup.
Oh, okay. That's they definitely. It'll be. It's normally traditionally it's Europa League. I don't know how it's been the last few years with the advent of the Conference League, but I want the silverware. They have got quality players. If we give them opportunities, they will take those opportunities. You know, so we can't go into this game like today's the call or assuming we've won it or anything like that. We have to be on it. But if we're on it, if we play to our capabilities and Newcastle play to their capabilities, we're the better team and we should win. But football is also a low-scoring sport. And in a low-scoring sport, the best team doesn't always win. So that's why we have to be on it from minute one and do everything we can to triumph.
So, quick question. You have no Trent and no Bradley, right?
Correct.
So who's going to be playing at right back?
I suspect it's going to be Quansah.
Gomez, no?
No, I think Gomez is injured still. I think it's going to be Quansah.
Would you say?
Yeah, he should be. He should be back. Yeah, I think he was just tired. He had cramps. So I expect.
Would you say that's advantage? Would you say it's advantage Newcastle on their left versus your right?
Yeah. I mean, Trent is a better player than Quansah, so if we lose Trent and Quansah comes in, our team will get weaker, sure. But I still think there's enough of a gap there that I expect us to win. If we were losing Virgil, Mo, Trent, and McAllister, then it will be a bit of a different story. But all those guys are still there, so I think we're good enough. But
what's your score prediction?
It's not one on paper, so we have to prove it on the day. That's the thing with football. You have to show up I think we will win 2-0.
2-0. That will suck.
Depends on your perspective.
Yeah, from my perspective. It would be unfortunate to see a convincing Liverpool win, no drama, because you'd love to see some drama, at least a little bit of a headache for Liverpool. But you don't want it to be too easy. And Newcastle perspective, this has been 50 plus years them waiting for a trophy. Honestly, I think it's going to be just too much stress for them. They're going to lose it, but small margins. 2-1 to Liverpool. I hate to say it, but Liverpool are just too good for Newcastle, and they're gonna take the win. And Isak's gonna be available, but they're not gonna have their first choice wingers. It's gonna be Murphy and Willock, midfield of Tonali, Joelinton, and Bruno G. So that's gonna be good. Their defense is gonna be solid. It's just that attack. I don't rate that attack. I don't think that attack can give. Unless Isak can get them over the line himself.
Isn't it crazy? Dan Burn got called up to England today, didn't he?
Yeah, he's balling. You know what's crazy? I heard Henderson got called up.
He did. I think that's a bit crazy too. Yeah, I think it's a bit crazy tee. But hey,
he must be doing something for Ajax.
No, but I think maybe he's going to be more like a cheerleader type. They even name checked him with Lewis Skelly today, and as a kind of example to follow and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if I necessarily follow that either, but I guess Tuchel's got his reasons.
Next, he's gonna bring Ben Chilwell. But before, should we look at the England team? I haven't seen it. But before we go any further, everyone give me your takes on the game. Score predictions. I've gone 2-1. Rack's gone 2-0. Vader?
Yeah, I don't think this game's going to be as pedestrian as Rack said, 2-0. I think it's going to be some drama. I think there's going to be some chances. We know this is really what Newcastle are really playing for. Like they're going to be all up for this, like fully motivated. So I think it's 2-1, and unfortunately 2-1 at the end of the day, Liverpool are going to prove to be too good defensively. Yeah, 2-1. But it's not going to be easy.
2-1. All right. Jay, before we go to England, your favorite topic?
God, you're going to have me down like a Brexit bastard, aren't you? You know what? It's an interesting one. I feel like Newcastle, it's one of those bridesmaids things with them at the moment. I know they lost. I remember they lost to United a couple of years ago in the League Cup too. I feel similar kind of game. I'll go with Liverpool 2-1. I feel like, I think Gordon's a big loss. I know I've talked Barnes up, and I think he'll do a decent job. But Gordon is a 90-minute pest, especially with Trent missing. Like Gordon versus Konza at right back, it could have been set up nicely for them. And I just think Liverpool will have too much. And I think they'll bounce back from losing to PSG, and I'll have them at 3-1. Yeah, I'll take them at 3-1.
I would have really loved to see a Spurs Newcastle final, man. That would have been great.
They should have got easy on us. You should have beaten us to a pulp then, Rax.
I know. Obviously, I'm happy we're there, but it just would have been great. It would be great drama if it was Spurs against Newcastle. That whole trophy drought thing and stuff. That would have been such a good build up and an interesting game, finely poised and stuff. So it's a kind of a shame that didn't happen.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the England team. Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, Trafford. To pick 4 keepers is kind of weird. Then defenders, it looks like he might go wing backs because he's got a lot of fullbacks. You got Burns, you got Reece James, you got Cowell, Guehi, Lewis Skelly, Livermore, Kyle Walker.
England's centre back options are pretty mid, eh? Look at our centre back.
That's because this guy left out.
Is he going back 4 or is he going wing backs?
Like,
I can't tell.
I mean, if you think about it, there's no Branthwaite, no Stones, no Maguire. That would stiffen it up a little bit. But when it's Concer's there, he's all right. I mean,
You think he goes back 4 or back 3?
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I mean, it's a bit weird. Maybe I think he's going to go maybe back 3 looking at these options.
It looks like back 4 because he doesn't have enough defenders, in my opinion.
I mean, it depends on how you look at RJ and Walker. If you look at them as right-sided centre-backs in a 3, or do you look at them as right-backs?
Reece James could be a centre-back, you're right. And then you look at the wing options. None of them are wing backs. You got a striker in Kane, striker in Solanke, Gordon, who's a winger, Rashford, who's a winger, Bowen, who's a winger, and then Foden, who's kind of like a floating 10. So that's that.
Depending on what he's going with.
And then the midfield, not really too much like strength in the midfield. Declan Rice is pretty much the only like defensive.
A Rice Jones pivot could be okay.
But look at this: Eze, Palmer, Bellingham, Rodgers. Like, how are they all going to get in? Any of these good attacking players?
Well, you look at it like this, yeah. If he plays a 3-4-3, it'll probably be Bellingham, Rice. If he plays a 3-5-2, then you're looking at whether he's going to add like Rodgers or Jones in as well. Do you know what I mean? Or Palmer.
Whatever team it is, I don't think Vader cares if Foden plays or not. He'd rather he doesn't play.
I don't know.
We didn't do our regular slot. Who's your Phil Foden this week? We need to do Jay. Who's your Phil Foden this week?
Who's our Phil Foden this week?
Yeah.
Has to be Madison.
I don't think you understand the game, Miguel, properly. I'm going to go with Odebear as our Phil Foden this week.
Oh, now I get it.
I'm going to say Mo Salah is my Phil Foden this week.
My Phil Foden this week is
the whole Arsenal team.
No. Calafiori?
Calafiori's your Phil Foden.
Does that work?
Sure. You can just make you make it work. You can make it work.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Catch you guys in the next one. I didn't even notice Vader left, but peace out, guys. Done now. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna redirect to Hussam's channel. Tell Hussam Van Dijk and Salah are leaving. Tell him Van Dijk and Mo Salah are leaving. Raid his chat. Tell him Van Dijk and Salah are leaving. Goodbye. Have a good night, guys.